The Skoda Enyaq is now available in Sportline trim. But when I say now available, if you go to a dealership and you say you want to order one, they might say, not sure if you want your money just right now, sir or madam, because delays in terms of delivery and production, particularly on a Sportline, which is going to be the most desirable aesthetically anyway, Enyaq, you might be doing well to find one. Anyway, let's have a little look around the car today. We've covered the Enyaq so much on the channel in so many different variants, but this is arguably the best looking when it comes to colour, alloys and just exterior parts. So how different is a Sportline to your regular Enyaq? If you want to find out the answer to that question, you're in the right place. Racing Blue Metallic is this colour, in case you're wondering. It's a standard Skoda colour. The difference on this Sportline now, your Sportline won't come with this as standard, but this is the crystal face, which goes right across the front of the car. Obviously a bright sunny day here, but at night time it really does stand out. It's a little bit divisive perhaps though. What does everyone think of it? Is it a bit too blingy? Would you go for it yourself? Crystal face is definitely something that's going to make your Enyaq stand out, although this one is covered in bugs from a little trip that I had to do in the car. And actually I'll get into fuel range and energy usage on a motorway in a second, but I was impressed. This is the biggest battery version of this Sportline as well. It's the 77 kilowatt hour, same story, 204 brake horsepower, rear wheel drive. There's a lot more black trim going on in the Sportline version, right across the grille, lower section of the car. Very easy to curb, but very gorgeous looking two-tone 21-inch alloys. Yes, you will sacrifice a bit of range and a bit of comfort with them, but they do look gorgeous. Sportline badge in the section here. You have black housing for the mirrors. You get roof rails in black and just around the glass, privacy glass obviously, and the trim is all black also, and there's some side skirt action also on the side of the car. And then back here there is a black roof spoiler that again isn't body coloured, so it stands out a bit more. The lettering on the back of the car, IV for the electric description, and 80 and Enyaq and Skoda are all in black lettering, as you'd get on any Sportline Skoda. And there's extra black on the lower bumper, but the boot and everything about the interior of the car space-wise is identical. One of the most obvious differences in the Sportline is just the trim of the seats. You get a bit of half Alcantara going on. You have these racing seats at the front of the car, so the view out through here is actually a little bit different. You still got climate control, which is independently adjusted back here for rear passengers, and there's some fake carbon fibre here and a little bit of piping across the back of your seats. No glass roof in this car, which keeps the retail price kind of down. I'll get to that in a second. For €53,000, which is the list price of a Sportline, you'll get an electrically adjustable driver's seat. These bucket style racing seats are also present. Perforated steering wheel. Again, if you've sat into any sort of a Sportline Skoda before, you'll get that. Your display is still the same, as is the larger screen, same as any other Enyaq, a little bit tilted towards the passenger, and there's more carbon fibre, fake carbon fibre going on throughout the dashboard, but everything else is exactly the same as you'd find in an Enyaq. Did a journey yesterday of about 316 kilometers round trip. Didn't have to charge, left the house fully charged with about 450 kilometers in the range, and came home with about 95. Average speed was 80 kilometers across the journey, but there was lots of 100, 110, and even in some cases 120 kilometers an hour on a sustained period for a motorway journey, and energy consumption was about 17 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, between that and 20 at the higher speeds. So I found it particularly efficient, didn't need to charge, which was the best thing, and at that higher speed on a warm day, it was about 21 degrees, I was impressed enough with the performance of it. Not any different to any other Enyaq, however. Wireless charging, cruise control, and your paddles that mess around with the different levels of regen are also as standard here on the Sportline version, as is black headlining, and all these extra bits are also black. Notice there's still no USB charging option here like you might get in a Kodiaq, however. These bucket seats with the sides on them, very comfortable, very supportive on longer journeys. There's no extensions on the back of your thighs, however. I thought that might be something that would be present. It's an Enyaq, but not as we know it. Well, because this particular Sportline model is going to be so rare on Irish roads. Even if you see those alloys, it mightn't be a Sportline, just as we film here in the middle of 2022. Rare as hen's teeth. If you're taking an order or getting an order, it could be up to a year's wait for the car. But it really does, a combination of the Sportline kit, the alloys, and that colour, and the crystal face, to be fair, it suddenly makes you think, oh God, electric cars can look pretty flash actually. And there's been a lot of people commenting this week, coming up to me, asking me questions about it. Is that fully electric? Yes, it is. And charging it overnight with that 77 kilowatt hour battery, it cost me about €16 versus 10 times that if this was a petrol or a diesel car. So there's lots to think about. Also, the initial price obviously is quite expensive, but if you don't go mad in the options, and with the Sportline, to be fair, I don't think you really need to. Yes, the glass roof would be nice, but there's an awful lot of stuff as standard on the car: blind spot, frontal collision avoidance, all the safety gadgets you might want. And in that colour, you can be guaranteed your Enyaq Sportline, whenever you get delivery of it, is going to turn heads. If you've got any comments or questions, please do leave them in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, that would be absolutely deadly. And I'll see you on the next one. If you are a fan of Enyaq, I can't say much, but there's something interesting coming up over the next few weeks as well. Talk to you soon.